done here. I'm just curious, I know that there was a grant awarded to some folks that have been removing the tamarisk trees from the riparian area right by where I live, near the river. And they've been chipping and shredding them, and do you know, do the city have anything to do with that at all, or is that just strictly some other entity? I mean, do you have anything involvement in that?
Aaron, Brian, are you aware of anything that the city's doing in that regard?
I can answer that question.
Because let me ask you, the question I have is that they're removing all of this tamarisk.
Right.
I understand why they're doing that. Does anyone know what they're planning to do to replace the tamarisk trees?
I can explain that program because I have worked on that issue some.
Okay.
There is a private conservation group called PIC.
Right.
And the city actually received a grant from the Walmart family that was designated specifically, no other purpose, specifically for mitigation along the Virgin River in that particular area below Hughes Middle School. And that's the area you're talking about, right?
Well, actually, it's somewhat. Actually, the property that they've just removed the tamarisk from is, I believe, it's a little lot owned by the Ents group. But it's still part of what I would consider riparian area.
Yes.
Next to the river, but it's it's on the other side of the little road, the little walkway.
Yeah, the path.
The path, thank you.
Yeah.
And so I'm not sure if that would fall in the same category as the mitigated area.
That whole area along there.
But it should be, because it is all riparian. I just was wondering when they were going to put something there so that we didn't get, we need something to be replacing those trees.
The Walmart family grant designates that it is specifically to be used for riparian mitigation along that whole area down through there. And the first step is to remove the tamarisk as much as they can because it is a non-native species and it sucks all the water out of the ground and does not allow native plants to grow and flourish. And so what PIC is doing, PIC is Partners in Conservation, and the woman who is the executive director is Elise McAllister from Overton, Logandale area. And several times a year, she has volunteers who go out to that area, pull out tamarisk, pull out the tamarisk they pulled out before because it does propagate quite easily. And then at some point, I do believe, they are going to replace some of that mitigated area with native species, but they can't do that until they get a lot of that tamarisk out of there so that the native species can propagate and grow and flourish. So it is a very long process, and part of the problem is because the tamarisk grows back so quickly and so easily.
Oh, I know they tried the bug.
Yes.
That
was actually, I believe, BLM and Fish and Wildlife tried to bring in some kind of beetle that would kill the tamarisk.
Yeah, it didn't work.
Yeah. So now they're doing it the old-fashioned way of pulling it out by hand. Yeah. And Boy Scouts, the Boy Scout troops in town have been very active in that whole program, along with other volunteers who respond to PIC's call several times a year for that. So the city is not responsible for that at all. It is PIC and the Walmart Foundation.
Right. You answered that beautifully. Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Barbara,
sorry, Andy.
No. Thank you. I appreciate you and others who have more experience and more background and more longevity in this community than I've had. So I appreciate it for your answer. With regard to what